The pair has reportedly broken up after more than a year of dating.
Yes, we can confirm the news is true. Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey have called it quits after a year. Now, if you guys don't remember, we at E! News had an exclusive interview with his ex-wife. Who are we talking to? This is E! News. This is an E! News exclusive. Okay, I didn't want to do this in the first place. Can we just be very, very clear? The only reason I'm doing this interview is because of Marissa and my kids. I didn't want to do this. I don't want to talk about the fact that I got played all over the internet. I don't know. Well, we're back here at E! News with another exclusive from Miss Jordan herself about the breakup of Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. Is the camera rolling? Okay. Wow. What an introduction, and a year later. Wow. As you guys were playing that video, I was just like, wow, what a dark time. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for having me back at the show. Yes. Hi, everybody. Candace and Jordan here. Yeah, so much has happened in a year, and I know this story just broke, so I wanted to bring some clarity, and you guys know that you guys broke the news the last time, so I felt it was great to give you guys an exclusive. So, hey, Jerry. Hey, everybody. Everybody's been asking me what I've been doing for the year. Did you know? I wanted to make sure I cleared my name and I cleared my children. Everything concerning Michael and Lori, you need to ask Michael and Lori, but specifically on my part as a wife, I can definitely give you the details on the role that I played. So, Jerry, you asked me, did I know? I did know. Mike actually let me know 2 weeks before the story broke that he and Lori were done. I think people thought because, you know, I found out in the Shade Room that he was dating Lori, that he and I no longer communicated. But what people don't understand is Mike and I have children. You know what I'm saying? Mike and I have children, so I always had to communicate with Mike regardless. Regardless of what was going on with him and Lori, I still had to communicate with Michael because we have children together. Do you understand? Mike, he's a great dad, you know, like the kids love him. They see him all the time. So of course we communicate. Like our kids go to soccer. So I have to tell him like, hey, you know, this, that, and the third. So we kept it very amicable. Like I wasn't rude. I wasn't nasty. I think people wanted to paint me as this bitter baby mama and this bitter ex-wife, but I was fine. Now the exclusive video, you have to understand when that story broke last year and we did that interview, that was right. I just found out. Like I want you guys to understand how I felt. Imagine being in love with a man, loving him with your whole heart, and then finding out on the Shade Room that he's dating Lori Harvey. You know what I'm saying? As a wife, you know, of course I'm sad and I'm angry in that exclusive. But what you don't understand is after that exclusive broke, my children and I moved to the South, back to my roots because I'm originally from the South, and I fell in love with God again, my first love. I realized that I had put so much emphasis in this man and emphasis in my marriage that I didn't have the time to pour into me. And so for the past year, I've worked on me. Everybody wanted to paint me as this monster, like, oh, she's bitter, she's da-da-da-da. And I wasn't bitter. I genuinely wanted what was best for Michael. I really did. Whether it was with me or anybody else, because I knew that God was going to take care of me. So I got in lots of therapy, lots of counseling, and I just healed from the inside out. And I think I did a good job, you know what I mean? So I just really worked on myself, got in the gym, lost a lot of weight, you know, made sure I was being the best self for me. You know what I mean? I'm a mom, I'm a wife, but I'm also me. So I was making sure I took the time for me. That's what I did for this past year. So yes, I knew, no, I was not bitter. I would also like to, let's clear this up because I saw on like, was it Baller Alert or whatever, that they were trying to say that I wrecked, on Lori. Let's be very clear here. There was no way I could home wreck anything because I'm the wife. Like, do y'all understand? Like she was his girlfriend, his mistress, his side chick, whatever, but I was the wife. Like we took vows before God. So there was no way I could wreck a home that belonged to me. I wanted to be very clear. So this little narrative that you guys are trying to paint in the blogs, making it seem like I came in and snuck him back, he sought me out. I want to make that clear. Mike came to me. He wanted to get our family back. He did. I wanted to divorce. After the story broke on the Shade Room, I submitted the divorce papers to Mike's attorney. Mike never signed them. Mike never signed them. Mike would not sign them. I asked to be divorced. He didn't want to sign them. So the reason we didn't get divorced was not because of me, it was because of Mike. And so when him and Lori broke up, You know, I already knew 2 weeks in advance, and he, you know, was very apologetic to what he did to our family. He's very embarrassed of how he, you know, could hurt me and betray me. And, you know, he was just very, you know, and at first I was like, well, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I hope you are empathetic. There was a part of me that wanted this, you know, like, that's what you get. But I also knew that God in me wouldn't allow that. And, you know, if I'm going to be a Christian woman of faith, I have to practice forgiveness. So I forgave my husband. I did. And I know you guys are like, oh, you're dumb, you're stupid. Okay, well, you be in love with someone for all these years, and you have kids and you have a family, and then you tell me how you're supposed to feel. Exactly. So Mike sought me out. I didn't seek Mike out. Mike came to me asking for us to do the work. So Mike and I have been doing the work. We are in therapy. We're in counseling. And at this time, we just ask that you guys respect our privacy. It's a lot of moving pieces, you know, him and Lori in the blogs breaking up. And then now you see this article like, he gets back with his ex-wife. Let's be realistic. There's some time in between there. And we are going to be recommitted. We are going to take vows in front of God again. And this time, I hope he doesn't break the vows, or he might get his bones broken. But just kidding. But we took vows before God. And, you know, we have decided to recommit ourselves to God. So yes, Mike and I are in therapy. We go pretty much every day and it's a lot of work. I think Mike kind of just forgot, and maybe I also forgot too. I think sometimes when you've been married for so long, you just get comfortable and no one's trying anymore. And so I think now that we're recommitting ourselves to God and we're trying to find the pace that, you know, I think we're doing a lot better. Our children seem so happy. Let me be clear now, the whole entire time Mike and Lori are dating, everybody was worried about me, but I was worried about our children. My whole entire focus was my kids. Like, my kids needed to be okay. I didn't care anything about who I was, and I wasn't angry with her. I think everybody wanted me to be upset with Lori. I was not upset with Lori. I think she's a sweet girl, great parents, great family. I wasn't upset with Lori. I didn't take vows with Lori. I took vows with Michael. Okay, I stood before God and all of my friends and our family, and I took my vows in front of God, and Michael and I committed to God. So my issue was never with Lori. So when the story broke that they were dating, I was upset, but I wasn't upset with her. So she and I actually did talk. You know, she was around my kids, so I had to text her, and, you know, sweet girl. But at the end of the day, I was never upset with her, and I know the blogs wanted to make it seem like I was so angry. She's miserable, and I wasn't. Lori's a kind girl. Like, I wish her the best. You know, I wasn't angry with her, I was angry with Mike. And, you know, after much prayer and counseling, I've forgiven him. We're in therapy. It is true, we will be in Dubai in 2 weeks, recommitting ourselves, our marriage, in front of God. And, you know, I hope he's serious. I have seen some change in him. He's definitely working on being a better version of himself, and I am too. So as far as the rest of everything goes, I'm not really sure what else happens after here. We're just taking it day by day. But we just do ask for our privacy. Like, please respect our privacy. Specifically me. Like, if you have any questions about Mike and Lori, and that, I think you need to ask Mike and Lori. And Mike is not doing interviews, so I don't know how you're going to get your answer. But if you have any questions concerning Mike and Lori, I think you need to ask Mike and Lori. I don't think you can ask me. So that's it. Thanks for having me, Jerry. I do have some things coming out. I have a new project I've been working on. I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you guys will support. Hopefully you never have to have another exclusive interview with me about my marriage, because boy, is it embarrassing. But hopefully, you know, the next time you interview me, it's because I won an Oscar or a Grammy, or, you know, my play is on Broadway. Hopefully that's the next exclusive story you are going to be breaking. So yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. Please keep my family and I in your prayers, and you guys will see the pictures from the recommitment ceremony. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, everybody.